Police are trained to deal with all sorts of situations, but crowd control can be complicated and unpredictable. Sioux Falls police followed certain protocols with the primary goal of keeping people safe during last night's protest against the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. KELOLAND's Tom Hansen takes a closer look at how police deal with this type of situation.
Last night's protest downtown wasn't organized. There wasn't anyone in charge. In fact, Police Chief John Toombs says it appears the protest might have been two separate gatherings that merged into one. Toombs says dealing with a crowd with no clear leadership is doable but complicated. At first, he says they tried to guide the crowd and stop traffic to keep them safe. All along, police were hoping to keep the group away from traffic and out of the street and on the sidewalk. But at one point, police decided to take the next step, which is a dispersal order.
Which means leave the area. If you do not do so, you may be subject to other police action.
It's one of the necessary elements of a lawful order is that dispersal order is provided. So we were reading that dispersal order throughout because we want to give due notice. And we even brought in better megaphones so it was louder.
For about the first hour, the officers on the scene were in their patrol uniforms. But it wasn't until later that officers in riot gear were introduced. Toombs says that was his decision because of the tone of the crowd and because protesters were sitting in the middle of the streets.
We needed to present a new look on what was happening. And that's when the escalation, the mobile field force cops come out. And that immediately created a different response where people went back the other direction.
Toombs says the crowd was just meandering at that point, and their goal was to get them back to the safety of Lyon Park.
And escalate but restrain, right? Because you notice this is declared an unlawful assembly, not a riot, right? Chemical agents were not used. It's not a cookie cutter response for every incident. Each one has to be judged as it unfolds.
The smoke, a few arrests, and a healthy police presence finally had the intended impact. The crowd began to break up around 10:30. Tom Hansen, KELOLAND News.
Chief Toombs says when the event started, protesters and police were communicating, but as events unfolded, others joined in, and the group became more agitated.
Following the Supreme